We're here today to talk about whose insurance you should use when you're first involved in a motor vehicle collision. This is one of the most common questions that people who come into the office have after they've been injured. The reason it's important is to understand how we get your losses covered fully and timely, and to avoid insurance companies pointing fingers at each other, leaving you in the middle. The first thing that we're going to talk about is why we're not going to use the other person's insurance if it can be avoided. Number two is why we want to look to our own insurance. And then third is an exception to the general rule that we want to look to our own insurance. First, we don't want to use the other person's insurance when we're involved in a motor vehicle collision. The reason for that is because that person's insurance in Washington State owes responsibilities to the person who caused you harm. That insurance doesn't, generally speaking, owe you any responsibilities, and so we don't want that company making decisions about your medical treatment or what bills should be paid or anything like that. That's the biggest reason why we want to look to our insurance. It's insurance that you've bought, it's insurance that you've paid for, it's insurance that under Washington law owes you a duty of good faith. They're going to be obligated to pay for your medical bills, pay for lost earnings to the extent that you have that coverage, and do so in a timely fashion. The one exception to this is if you're a pedestrian who's been hit by a car, then under Washington law, the other car's personal injury protection, or PIP, is going to be your primary source of insurance coverage, and it owes you the same duties as though it were your own. So those are the three things to understand when you've been involved in a motor vehicle collision. Whose insurance should we use first? Why we don't want to use their insurance, why we want to use our insurance, but then also the exception to that in a pedestrian situation.